Hey guys, welcome to a new show. It's called Music and Film with Luana, and right across from me is the aforementioned Luana. How's it going, Luana?
I'm very good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, music and film. Can you give the audience a bit of an overview of what to expect on the show?
Yes, so this is the first episode. This is how you bring your music vision to the big screen.
Okay.
How it all starts.
Bringing your music vision to the big screen. What exactly does that mean?
It means you have a production meeting with the director and the producer, and
Okay.
they explain you their vision, how they want to shoot the film,
Yeah.
and they discuss with you the script,
Yeah.
and then you just take notes, and and then from there, for example, you can name some numbers, how
Definitely.
much you
Absolutely.
can make as a professional music composer.
Ah.
For example, Spider-Man's music budget had a budget of $4.5 million.
Just for music.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's pretty
and the
impressive.
top film composers, they can ask for a 7-figure salary to compose about an hour of original film score.
Wow.
It's a lot of money. And for example, Christina Aguilera, she made $1 million for just one original song
For which movie?
for the movie Shark Tale.
Shark Tale. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
it's impressive. Yeah.
I think I only know one very famous film composer, Hans Zimmer.
Mhm.
He works a lot with Christopher Nolan, and I think he's currently going to be composing the original music for Dune. Yeah, I mean it's a very important part of film, like the music,
Yeah.
the scoring of the film,
Right.
but it's not a well-known area. Why do you think that is?
I think because most of the people they don't know how to read music. They just listen to music and they don't.
That's actually
they don't really
that's-
pay attention to
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
They just watch the film
Yeah.
and how the actors look.
Yeah.
It's all about look and kind of.
That's actually a very good point because
Yeah.
you can watch a great film, but I think the music or the scoring is so important that without a very good score, it actually, I think, how do I put this? I think part of the music score in a film is its own character.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, for example, horror films. Without good score in a horror film, it's just it looks ridiculous. People are running around, but it's that momentum. It's that chase. It's that it evokes certain emotions that you would not otherwise get if you didn't have the music in the film.
Exactly, and it's so different because in theater you're very close to the actors. You can
Yes.
hear their breathing, but in film it's so different. So the music works.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But even in theater, I mean, you have the orchestra.
You have the
That-
orchestra, but
that's-
I'm talking about a theater play without any music.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
the music score supports all the emotions of an actor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
completely agree with you. I mean, what are some favorite composers of yours?
My favorite composer is Hans Zimmer. I
Okay,
really love
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the only one I know. If I'm just being honest, that's the only major composer I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't pay much attention to that part of the filmmaking process.
Yeah.
It's just hey, let's focus on the directors, let's focus on the actors, and maybe the writers, but that's about it.
That's about
You
it.
know, I think it's a very important part that's often overlooked.
Right.
And what do you think people can do? I mean, apart from learning music, what are other things that people, not just the audience, but also the composers themselves, can do to make them, give them greater composure,
I mean, there are.
exposure? I
It's, yeah. For example, there you can buy the soundtrack. You can buy the music sheets. You can study the music.
mean. Yeah.
For example, Pirates of the Caribbean was the reason why I studied
Oh, wow.
violin.
Which one? The first
The
one?
first and second.
Oh, okay.
And after 4 years studying violin, I was able to play the first violin.
Wow.
in the school, high school orchestra.
Yeah. So a movie got you interested in music. Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Actually, yeah, exactly. Always film and music.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people don't see it that way.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. I think it's something similar with editing because a lot of people don't notice great editing, but they notice bad editing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's something similar with the music part of filmmaking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Anything else you want to tell us about, like, filmmaking in terms of the music aspect?
I was able to score a short film, and I acted in this short film.
Nice.
It's called Made of Money.
Yeah.
It was part of the 72-hour film challenge.
Yeah.
And it was shown at the New York Film Festival in Queens.
And which genre is that? Which genre
that
was
was drama comedy.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
it's like a dramedy. Okay.
Yes. So it was really, for me, it was very interesting to play the character.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, I had to write the score, but
Yeah.
I knew exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
That's
that's very, very interesting. Now,
Yeah.
walk us through the process of what it's like to, not just be an actor in this project, but also composing it. Like, what's the first step as a composer?
The first step, so you get all the footage
Oh, okay.
from the director.
Yes.
And then you, every character needs a theme, like a melody, so the audience knows when the character appears.
Okay.
And there's also a theme song, for example, in Titanic, My Heart Will Go On. So I wrote an original song for this short film as well.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
So, I mean, all right, so you wrote the actual lyrics and completed an entire song,
Mhm.
but you also wrote, I guess, the melody?
Yeah,
Is that how you say it?
instrumental music.
Yes.
Yes.
So, for this short, you did both.
I did both.
So which one would you say was harder? Which one would you say would be harder?
It really depends. For me, it was easy to write a song,
Oh, okay.
but I already had different melodies in my head while I was acting.
Ah.
For me, it comes
yeah,
all
okay,
together,
okay,
like
okay.
a musician and actor,
Yeah.
and actually, you can already listen parts of the original song
Yeah.
during the film.
Yeah.
And at the end of the film, when you can read all the credits, you can listen to the whole song
Oh,
with
that's
the
pretty cool.
lyrics.
I mean, I think your perspective is very unique because not only were you composing the music, but you were actually in the film.
Yeah.
So while you were in the film, you had all these like emotions. I'm guessing that okay, maybe I could turn this into a song or turn this
Mhm.
into a lyric. Or that's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Oh, yeah. That's actually so for composers, they should be actors.
And it's also really smart to be an actor as a composer, musician.
Yeah.
If you work in film production, so you know exactly what's going on set.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
understand. You understand how they're shooting
Yeah.
and A roll, B roll, and why is the director shooting this scene from this perspective, from this angle,
Yeah.
and then you can get into the character.
Oh, that's
Even if
excellent,
you don't play the character at this moment, but you can
Yeah, exactly.
already have your story, your
Yeah.
melody in your head.
So, Art, in terms of composing music, you said you wait for the director to give you the footage.
Mhm.
Would you ever start composing a soundtrack or composing music based on the script?
I mean, I can make some ideas, some suggestions,
Okay.
and regarding budget as well. So how much budget is in the film for just for music,
Yeah.
and then I can make suggestions. So I can hire this musician or this orchestra, this singer,
Yeah.
this chorus, and where can we record a score?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in terms of budgeting for the music portion of your film. I think most short filmmakers, it's not really a top priority. Like, hey, what's in the budget for music?
Uh-huh.
It's not. They mostly go for like royalty-free music and whatnot. How important it is to get original music for your production? It's even as a short film.
It is super important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because that's also a way to get more exposure as a musician.
Yeah.
When your music is heard in film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about sync licensing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this topic of how to get your vision across on the big screen in terms of music?
You just have to have a lot of conversations with the director, so his directing vision and your music vision, they come together, they match.
Yeah. What if you have an idea, but the director disagrees with your idea? Like, how do you not, say for example, you can't convince the director, but how do you actually show him or her that maybe we should go with what I'm thinking, or
I would,
vice versa?
For example, for this particular scene, I would compose two different tracks.
Yes.
And then the director can see, okay, the track number 1 is better than track number 2. It matches better.
And in terms of like composing music, more on the technical side, how do you do it?
I work with garage bands.
Oh, okay.
Some other composers, they work with Steinway.
Oh wow.
Or Ableton or Logitech, Pro Tools. Okay. It really depends. So.
Why GarageBand? Why?
GarageBand, I like that. It's like
I know
it's
a lot of
simple, most simple version.
Okay. But you also use live instruments as well, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Not just everything is on the computer.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about that another day. Because you have a lot of I say producers, they don't know how to use live instruments. They only use the
tracks.
They only use the samples.
That's there.
Yeah. Any final thoughts
that's
on this episode?
Much it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode, and we'll see you next week for another episode. You want to plug your Instagram or whatnot?
Yeah, my Instagram is luanasandova.official.
Ah, nice. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
It's a vibe, Back to the vision, stone cold. I'm tripping through your soul. I'm falling through the holes in your heart. Now we all living in the base, keep upping, but I just can't seem to shake it off. Oh no, can't stop thinking about you. Pretty face in the body with them tattoos. When I'm chilling with you, you make me feel brand new. Am I tripping or am I in an